guys, today we are starting Unit 2, and what we're doing today is translating expressions. That means we're changing from the words to the symbols, algebraic symbols, or from the algebraic symbols back to words. So we're going to start by listing some key words that mean certain operations, okay? So some important words for addition would be sum, more than, increased by, total, plus, all together. This does not mean that this is the only words that symbolize this operation. It is just the most common or the ones that I can think of right now. Okay, talking about subtraction. Difference, less than. I'm going to put a little asterisk on here because we're going to talk about this a little bit more special because these have a special situation. Less than and subtracted from are special characters. We have to pay special attention to how we write these. And then the next is minus, decreased by. If you can think of others, you're more than welcome to add them. This is your reference. This is your notes. Next section is multiplication, which we show as the dot, but remember, I don't necessarily want you to use that or the X anymore. We're going to use the parentheses to show multiplication. And keywords here are times, product, twice, which means times 2, double or triple. The double is times 2. The triple is times 3. One that is very confusing to people is of. Of is always multiplication. For some reason, people think it is division, but it is not. Of is always multiplication. And division is with the fraction bar, okay, or the division bar. And our special words for division would be divided by, quotient, half, which means you divide by 2, third, which means you divide by 3, separate. For some reason I have trouble spelling the word separate, but this is not language arts, so that's not what's important. Okay, now we're going to talk about the special scenarios that I gave with the asterisks up here. Okay, those scenarios, it's the special words of than and from tell us to turn around. They are the turnaround phrases. So it says phrases like less than and subtracted from indicate that you need to reverse or flip the order. We're going to work some examples that use this in just a second. Okay, here we go, working our examples now. Excuse me. If it says the quotient, the way I like to go through and work problems like this is I'll write the symbols on top before I write the actual expression. All right, so quotient means division of a number. A number can be represented by X or N. And I actually wrote that reverse. A lot of times you'll use N for number, or you can represent it as the letter X. It does not matter to me which letter you choose to use. And -2. Remember, it's in the order as you read from left to right, okay? So the word, wrong spelling of right. Write in order as you read from left to right. The right, put right numbers in order as you read from left to right. So when I see this, it says the quotient of a number and -2. That means the unnumber comes first, the variable comes first. I'm going to have x over, because remember the fraction bar shows division, -2. Next example, it says twice a number. That means times 2. A number is x, so this is going to be 2x. We don't need to write the parentheses because when two things are right next door to each other, that means multiplication. Let's write that up here. Okay. When two things are right next to each other, comma, it is multiplication. It's understood to be multiplication. When two things are right next to each other, it is multiplication. And turning this page over, excuse me, we'll work a couple of more examples together. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. All right, here we're going to get to our special phrases. It says 3 subtracted from a number. Subtracted means I'm going to do subtraction. The word from is my clue that I'm reversing the order. So notice the 3 comes first, but because it says 3 subtracted from, that means I have to do -3. The 3 is going to actually go in the back. And then it says a number, so that's going to be my x. So this is going to be x minus 3. The same thought process goes with when it says less than. Less means subtraction, but that word than tells me that it's 5 less than this other information. So it's going to be -5. The cost of the ticket, I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is, so I'm going to let that represent x. So I'm going to have x minus 5. Next example, we're going to jump on down a little bit. Some of these are a little self-explanatory, or if you've got a question on them, make sure that you come and ask. 13. Oh, that's another, well, it's less than, but it's got more information in there. So it says 11 less than. That word than tells me I'm subtracting, but that the 11 is going to the back. So it's going to be something minus 11. It is something minus 11. Well, this is where I'm going to look at all of this together, because product means the answer to a multiplication. So I'm doing the product, that means multiplication of a number, which is x, and -4. We always write the number first in multiplication. Let me write this little note. Always write number first when multiplying a number and a letter. And that is called the coefficient. Coefficient. I don't know that I'm spelling that correct. Okay, so this is going to be -4x minus 11. Because this product right here is -4 times x. And we always write the number in front of the letter. All right, now jumping down to where we're going to be going now from the expression back to the words. Now these answers might be a little different for each person, and that's okay. When you're going to the symbols, they won't be different. They should be very close to the same. All right, so jumping down, we're going to go to number 21, because I wanted to talk about this. This is 1/3 times m. You could write those words, but normally that's not the way that it's worded. I'm doing, so we have 1/3 of m. The of here means multiplication. 23, if I'm looking at this, okay, I've got several operations going on here. I've got the multiplication, and I also have the subtraction, okay? So I could do -1, or no, not -1, that's 1. So I'm going to do 1 subtracted from the product of -7 and a number. All right, you're going to finish the notes, and if time allows in class, once you finish the notes, then you're going to work on this worksheet here, this last page. If not enough time, I may adjust the amount of the lesson that needs to be completed. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.